Hello everyone, today we are going to learn about function. Let me write that down. So what is function? Function, it is a rule. Okay. It is a rule that takes in an input. That takes in input. Okay. It can be one input, it can be a lot of input. Okay. And produces output. Okay. Here's the idea. Let me draw you one box to represent a function. This is my function. I call it f of x. Okay, so this is basically a rule. What goes in? It is called input. It can be also called object, domain, loosely speaking. Last but not least, I think you are familiar with this. It is x values. What comes out of it? I have my output. If I have input, I'm gonna have output. If I have object, I'm gonna have image. If I have domain, I'm gonna have range. Last but not least, the one that we are familiar, our y value. Let's see one example, one easy example of function. I'm just gonna put here function f of x equal to 3x. So what happened here? If I were to put my input to be 1, then I'm just gonna substitute this guy right here. This is my input. Then this is my output. If my input is 1, x equal to 1, I'm gonna get 3 multiplied with 1, which gonna give me 3. If my input is 3, I'm gonna substitute in 3 equal to 9. I know this sounds ridiculous. What is the usage of function? So nouns, let's look at this thing. Say I have a plot here. Alright, this is what we call a Cartesian plane, y versus x. On the y-axis, I'm gonna have expenditure, okay, and Mr. Andy expenditure. Of course, this gonna be in ringgit Malaysia, RM. Okay. On the y-axis, on the x-axis, the horizontal axis, I will label this as time. I'm gonna give it day. Let's say day 0, I spend 0 ringgit. Alright, 0 ringgit Malaysia. On day 1, I spend 3 ringgit. On day 2, I spend 6 ringgit. Day 3, 9 ringgit. You get the idea. I can continue this. Right, day 4, I spend 12 ringgit. If I were to plot this data right here, I'm gonna get a straight line. Do you know that? This straight line, they are this function right here, 3x. Now that I have function, I can tell what is my expenditure if I am on my 10th day. If I'm on my 10th day, the x gonna be 10. Therefore, I can multiply 3 multiplied with 10. I'm gonna get 30 ringgit. Oh, so this is the use of function, right? With the earlier trend, I can get my function. Then I can kind of like predict what happened in the future, right? Basically, it is just input and output. Something to take note. My input, it's input object, domain, and it's called x value. I can represent the same information using this format. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the output side I have 3, 6, 9, 12. They often represent it with a 2 circle, 2 oval. Okay, they have this little arrow here to show my input and my output. Okay, they will put like a fx notation right here. You all need to know that if the data is represented in this way, I have the same exact data right here. On the x-axis, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. It is represented on the left side. And the y-axis, it is represented on the right side. You need to know that my left side, it is input. It is object. You can loosely say it is domain. And last but not least, we are more familiar with this. It is your x value. With the input comes output. I have my output right here. I have my image right here. I have my range right here. Of course, we also have my y value right